Hi everyone, welcome back. I'm Brenda with Life with Brenda, and I'm so excited for you to be here today because I have a thrift haul. I took some time and went to some thrift stores here in my city and had a great time and found some things. I'll also try to let you know why I pick what I pick and why it's special to me. One reason that things are so diverse is because I do have a vintage antique flea market booth at a little place here in town, and it allows me to be able to save things from the landfill, things that I don't necessarily want for myself, but I just can't leave on the shelf, and I want to find a good home for them. And also, while I'm cleaning my house out and downsizing a little bit, it gives me an opportunity to get those things out of my house. They're being seen by people, put a price tag on them. If they sell, great. And that really helps a lot. So I'm glad. And also today I want to show you, we'll pop into my kitchen again just to see how, if you watched my last couple videos on hushing my kitchen, how I'm doing with that and what I think about it. Just my point of view, my opinion. So, and I'd love to hear from you if you've tried this and if it works for you, if you're like me and you love a lot of things. So, it's hard to not have things around you. So let's get started with the thrift haul today. First thing I want to show you is what I was so excited about. They had just brought out 3 carts at the Goodwill, and on the cart, the first thing I spotted was this. That's right, a tall styrofoam head. I love it. I love it. So other things that I collect vintage hats. I love vintage hats. I have several things that I want to probably put in my booth to start, letting go of. But I loved this one for the height. I think it's going to add something wonderful to my booth with a hat on, a great display item. I also, in my home, I have styrofoam heads in the bedroom with my steampunk hat, costume hat that I wore at Halloween, and also, my Downton Abbey 1920s hat. I love that. But also on that cart that day, besides the tall head, were 2 smaller heads in perfect condition. They're great. So again, for my booth, I'll be able to display, or just in my decor. If you come in my home, it's very eclectic, but you'll find sometimes that I will just have a head with a hat on it to display a beautiful hat that should be seen. So also what you can do with these, if you don't just like the white styrofoam heads, I've painted mine black before. I've painted them gold before to, just blend in more with the decor and aesthetic that I have. But they are wonderful, and I believe I paid $2.69 each for each head, even the tall one. So I thought that was a great buy and a great start to my day. The next thing I have are these fabulous metal, they are metal, candlestick holders. They're short, they have the felt bottom on them. They're just a beautiful, beautiful scallop edge here. I'm not sure if you can see that, but they are beautiful. And I thought they would look great on my dining room table at Thanksgiving time. And if I change my mind, it's something that I can put in my booth, and I'm sure they will sell fast. I paid $1.99 for the pair, so I thought that was a great deal. They are heavy. They have nice and heavy too. One other thing I got was this wooden basket for my table. I don't know that it's vintage per se, but it is great. It has 4 compartments in it, so you can put that anywhere on your table. You can even use it as a utility caddy. So it is a great caddy. It has 4 compartments. You could put, silverware in them, napkins, just put it on the dining room table with a plant in it. Just a great little caddy, wooden. And I paid $3.99 for this. So I feel it's a great deal because if you have been to flea markets, antique stores, the antique tool caddies are very expensive. So this like replica, I think it's going to look great and gives me the look that I want for my table. And then I found this wonderful tray. It's got farm scenes on it, fish, lobsters. It's in fairly good condition. It's a maize color around, and this is like an old lunch tray, metal. I just love things like this to put maybe as a backdrop, like on my dining room, my upper shelf is where I'm thinking of putting it if it's not too tall. Just for a background. I just love the color. In fact, my dining room is painted, the bottom is painted this maize-like color. And so I just loved it and I couldn't leave it behind. It was $2, but I was thrilled with this. Then I have something that I pick up whenever I see them. And these I picked up at the charity thrift store down the street from me, Mercy Health. And it's these wooden apples. They are wooden apples, and I have 7 of them. And all of them are plain except for one, which had a cow painted on it. So not thrilled with that, but each apple was 25 cents. Wooden apples sell fabulous for me in my booth. So I can put a bag of 4 apples in there and they are gone. So faux fruit, I don't know why it sells so well, but it does. But these apples are just beautiful. So I could not pass up, for 25 cents an apple, those 7 wooden apples. And I hear so much about Bridgerton, the TV show. I don't know if you watch it. I have never watched it yet, but it's something that's on my list to do. But I found these paper straws, Bridgerton paper straws. And here at the house, we use a lot of straw. I use a straw with whatever I drink, and I know when my grandkids come over, they will want some too. And I just thought they were adorable. So picked those up for 99 cents. Another love of mine and what I collect as well are rolling pins. And I have 2 to show you today that I got at the thrift store. These were $1.99 each. This one I particularly love the color and the fact that it has a flat handle on the one on this side with a hole in it, and then they're flat on the ends. So that's really cool. I thought that was cool for some reason. And then again with the hole, I could always hang these up. Now I have a wine rack that I use, an accordion wine rack that I have the bulk of my rolling pins on. I'll share that collection with you someday. But this is just beautiful and usable. So this is still food safe, cleaned up and ready to go. I have before painted them, put decals on them and sold them that way. So, but I love wooden items. Now this one was $1.99 as well. You can still see the tag on it, but it is a lighter color wood, and it has the round handles on each end. But again, it has the hole in the end, so it can be hung with a piece of leather or twine, whatever would work. But again, it was a nice rolling pin. Couldn't pass it up for $1.99. And then a random thing that I got at the Goodwill I found is this Starbucks drink glass. It is got the original straw. It is kind of an ombre look and totally clean. And the straw looks not used at all. And if you are a Starbucks fan, you know, I don't have to tell you how expensive these drink tumblers can be. So for $1.99, I couldn't pass that up. So I don't know what I'll do with it because I really do not need it, but I just couldn't pass it up because it was beautiful and in such great shape. And I may regift it, or I don't know, maybe put it in the booth too. That's the nice thing about the place I'm at is you can put anything in. There aren't restrictions. Years ago when I had a booth, there were restrictions on everything had to be at least 25 years old to go in. So at that time they were trying to keep out the collectibles and Boyd's Bears or Longaberger, things like that. But again, that was 15 years ago that I had that booth. So when I went to this one, as I said, you can put anything in there. They don't, care about the age of the item. But again, most of my things are vintage descent. So, and then I got these two pestle mashers, wooden items, because I can't pass up wooden items. And I got the larger one. And then I found this adorable small one, like a muddler almost, right? So I couldn't pass these up. They look great in decor. I did have in my kitchen a display of wooden cutting boards and this. When I hushed my kitchen a couple weeks ago, I did take all that out. So again, you'll see if I put things back, if you stay tuned. Another thing I picked up when I mentioned Longaberger is years ago I collected Longaberger, and I collected a lot of baskets, had a lot of baskets because I am from Ohio, so it's originally in Ohio, but I did collect the pottery in the heritage green pattern, or the green pattern. I did find this at the thrift store. Now this is the blue cookie jar. Beautiful cookie jar. I believe I paid $6.99 for this. This is a made in the USA Longaberger pottery piece because I know that when I collected, excuse me, it was made in the USA. Years later, before the company went out of business, they started bringing their pottery in from another country. So a lot of their later pieces are not made in the USA. So whenever I look or find Longaberger, I do watch to make sure it is made in the USA. I will say that even though I'm in Ohio and Longaberger is very saturated here, it still sells very well, especially to the collector. So the mugs, other pieces I can put in my booth, make a little bit of profit. But again, because there are collectors out there who love their pieces. And I do. I use my Longaberger dishes every day. It's my everyday in my cabinet. So I use it every day, my green. I still look for pieces. Again, they still are pretty high priced on, let's say, eBay, or when I've even gone to garage sales, people still want for a place setting around $35. So I try to, scan the thrift stores and places where I can get a good deal to add to my plates collection. I believe right now I have a place setting for 5. I would like to build it to 12 is what I'm looking for. So, but it may take me some time, but I enjoy the hunt. Then a couple small things that I did buy to put in my booth because I do have good luck selling them. It's just this little jar. It's not antique by any means, but it has this wonderful pattern on it there, and it's the blue and white. And a lot of people like this blue and white, like a chinoiserie type. This is just a little trinket dish, but it was in great shape. And it was at the Mercy Health thrift store, charity thrift shop, and it was only 99 cents. So I couldn't pass that by because I know that someone's going to want to add that to their collection. And then an older piece, and I do believe this is an antique. This is Betsy Ross. This is a made in England little dish, and it does have some crazing on the top, which doesn't bother me at all. I love that look. It is like a transferware, I believe, pattern, and it is Betsy Ross and the American flag. And again, this was 99 cents at the Mercy Health thrift store. They always have great deals. They are not high priced at all and have wonderful, beautiful items. So that's definitely will go in my booth. And then I went to the Restore. Have you ever been to a Habitat for Humanity Restore? Well, ours here in our city also has, besides building supplies, cabinets, and lots of furniture items, they have hard goods. So they have a place where they have shelvings of just like what you would find at the Goodwill, and I found this deck of cards. They were $1, and they're all here in the box, and I just love them. I love vintage games. That's another thing. That's for another video. My vintage game collection. I love vintage games, board games, cards, and the look of the old games. The old Tiddlywinks, just the boxes. I mean, they're just beautiful. So this deck of cards, definitely I'll put this in my booth and make a little profit off of it, I hope. But again, it's just a great item. And then a random thing I picked up, and this was $2.99, but this is just like an architectural piece. It's very heavy, and I don't think it's vintage or anything. It's probably, bought at Hobby Lobby maybe, I'm not sure. But I thought this would be a great riser. You could put it this way with something on the top, or you could even set it this way for a little bit different look. But I thought for a vignette, even in my booth, to use as a riser, I thought would be great. So I'm so happy to pick that up. And then I cannot pass up linens. I am the person where you can never have too many linens or tablecloths. I just love the vintage ones. As you see behind me, I've got hanging in my dining room on a ladder, just some beautiful vintage tablecloths that I've collected over the years. And I have a stack up on my shelf. And so I love vintage tablecloths. I love vintage, what do I want to say, quilts. I collect quilts, any textiles, really. I just love textiles. And the rattier sometimes the better on the quilts. I just love an old ratty quilt. And I just think they bring a lot of character. So you'll see those definitely around the house. But what I did find was this beautiful baby blanket. Look how beautiful that is. And it's totally clean, no stains. I believe this is vintage, and it's just gorgeous. I could not walk away from this, even though I have no need for it. So I don't know that I'll put it in my booth, though. I think I may just add it to my collection, maybe put it in a basket to display, just fold it on a shelf. But again, maybe regift it if someone has a baby that would appreciate a beautiful vintage shawl-like blanket. So it's just gorgeous. And again, with quilts, I found this beautiful handmade quilt with the doll pattern. Let me see if I can show you. Look how beautiful that is with the little boys. It has a girl on it. Beautiful. It is beautiful colors, a peach and a green, and it is hand quilted. You can see the stitching, that someone took a lot of time with this quilt. It is maybe a crib size, so it's very small, or a lap quilt you could use it for. But again, I could not pass this up for the price. It was $6.99. So I thought that was a steal, especially for being handmade. And I just love to think about the person who did every stitch and the love they put into this. And, I wonder sometimes, how did it even end up at the thrift store? Because I just know it will be hard for me to part with this beautiful quilt. I did get this other quilt, and again, it's very clean. It's like a lap quilt, so it'll be great to put on my recliner, for the winter season to cover up with. But it is a square quilt. It's got patchwork, and this again has been hand done. The quilting is hand stitched. I always look for that because there's a lot of machine stitching going on, which is great, because I know these took a lot of time. It has a yellow binding on it, and the main colors are yellow, purple. It's got some peach and lavender, and it's just stunning. It's just stunning, and just will be great for display. Again, anyone who knows me knows I cannot pass by. And again, in my house, I love to use linen napkins all the time. Placemats, I've got lace on my table right now today, and I do use my tablecloths. So when I buy things, I try to use them and appreciate them. My baskets, because I figure, why not? why not use these and appreciate them? Another thing I bought are these glass hurricanes. Now this one I bought a few weeks ago. I found it, and it was $1, I believe. But what I would like to do is put these on my dining room table over my candles. Now, this one isn't tall enough for the candles I have on my dining room table at the time, so I'm going to have to look for some candlesticks and shorter candles, to put these over. But I thought this was beautiful. It does need cleaned up a little bit. But then I found this one. And they're almost the same, except for this green. This glass has a little bit of a green hue to it. You can't really see it till you look at the end. But this one was $2. And I went ahead and got it because I wanted a pair. So they have a pair of candlesticks on my dining room table. And I hope to share that tablescape with you. But I thought these were wonderful. So I'm hoping to get to use those personally. And if not, they will go in my booth. Okay. Well, I think that about does it. Oh, wait, I have one more thing. I have a vintage tablecloth. This one, $2.99. And look at this beautiful fall tablecloth. It's got apples like Granny Smith. We got some green and red apples and some vines that are connecting it together. It does have some spots on it, but I'm not worried about that. I'll try to give it a good cleaning. And if not, we're going to use it and display it anyway. But it is beautiful. Look how beautiful that is. I just love it. I love it. I could just look at beautiful linens all day long. Okay, so that takes care of my thrift haul. Now I'd like to go ahead and take you through the dining room or door here into the kitchen to show you what my kitchen looks like today. It has been a couple weeks since I did the hushing, but I'm going to show you what has came back into the kitchen and why. And I will let you know that I did do a little bit of fall decorating in there. So I have added some things definitely, but I wanted to make it nice for the fall season. So let's go into my kitchen. Okay, so here in the kitchen, as you walk in from the dining room, you'll see I still have my baskets there. And I think I'll turn it around. Okay, there we go. Okay, there. Oh, let me see. Okay, so anyway, sorry about that. Little technical difficulty. My desk area, I have added a little plate in the window, and it is pumpkins. And it's yellow, and I thought that just looked good in the windowsill. It is a Temptations, if you've ever heard of this. The Temptations brand of pottery. I've been seeing quite a bit of it here in Ohio lately. Then I still have my teapot sitting on the counter here, but pretty clear. I haven't added anything back in. I've got my basket of doom here in the corner with all my snacks. Again, the grandkids were over this weekend, and that's the one place they love to gravitate, so I'm okay with that. Have my wreath, which I think was on there the last time you were with me. And then over here on top of the fridge, I did add a floral, a burlap pumpkin here. And then I painted these a couple years ago, these wonderful pumpkins, and I made them in green and then 3 different sizes. So I put those back out. And then over here on top of my stove, I did add the pumpkins. These are antique terracotta pumpkins, and they are gorgeous. I love getting them out every year. I usually will put them outside, but this year I decided to bring them in. I've got some lights in, so at night I can light them up. And then I just added some fall flowers up there for some color. And then down here at the stove area, again, pretty clear except for my griddle with my items on. And then over here, my bread loaf pan. I made some banana bread this week, so I have that out that I haven't put away yet. So, but otherwise, I've been doing fairly well, not adding a lot in to the kitchen. and trying to, keep it clear. I will say I have enjoyed that. But again, it's hard for me when I'm going through my fall things or I'm at the thrift store and I think, oh, that's going to look great there. Not to put it in. And I'm okay with that. So if I can do this, you can too. Maybe something you want to try. So I'm not sure if I'm going to try it again with another room yet until I'm more decluttered. So, but again, hushing is something I highly recommend you giving it a try to see if it makes a difference in your life. I hope you enjoyed my thrift haul today. I was so excited to bring it to you, especially my styrofoam heads, as silly as it sounds. So I hope to put also in my next video my booth. I'd like to take you there and show you what I have there. Maybe I'll just put it in as a short, but I'd love to let you see that. If you like this content, and I appreciate you being here today, I sure would like you to subscribe, like, leave me a comment, leave me an emoji, something for fall, maybe a fall leaf. So, and I love taking you with me on my thrift hauls. So thank you. That's all I can say. And I hope you've enjoyed it, and I hope to see you in a week. Thanks. Have a great day. Keep going and keep growing.